Hey man, let's jump right into it. B.Simone has been quite a focus last week. It was a crazy video that was leaked or leaked released from her podcast. And today we're gonna talk about that situation. First of all, before we open up, as we always say, fair use. And here we go.
Just my finances,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
the budgeting. You see how I am
Mhm.
nitpicking every little thing.
Never
I've
like that.
never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah. you did.
Like I notice it in me
Mhm.
now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spend the
Yeah.
liquid.
Yeah.
I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my account,
But you're
it's just my finance.
The liquid, RJ, the liquid is not there anymore. Crazy times, crazy times. B.Simone was quite a interesting personality for the last few years, having quite a lot of, let's call it, interesting takes.
Well, I wouldn't say that she was. She had it. Well, she was.
I'm trying to be
I mean,
polite over here. I'm trying to be polite.
interesting takes. She did have a lot of takes. She said that she can't date someone with a 9 to 5.
Yeah, we're gonna take a
She
look
needs
at
an
those
entrepreneur
videos.
because she's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
She also said, "Oh, this is the one here." By the way, guys, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out our newsletter. You can sign up through the link in the description box below, where we will share with you links to other viral moments and other content that did not make today's show. But KR, this is the one. This is the one, KR.
This is the one. Tell
He
me.
said, she said, who was it? Martin Luther King
Yeah.
wasn't a great man because she had other women. She had because he had side chicks or side
Yep.
women.
Yeah.
So for that reason, he cannot be and should not be considered as a great man.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to say?
That's what she
I don't
said.
have. That's what she said. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's crazy, but hey, everyone can have their opinion, whether it's a valid one or not. Sometimes people's results in their life show what you have to think about their opinion. That's all I'll say. But yeah, let's start right away, man. It's quite of a interesting. It was in general a very interesting podcast from her with her friend because she basically discussed a number of things. We're gonna take a look at a number of them. But we're gonna start with this part where she says she can't she can't shop at Bloomingdale's anymore. She has to shop at H&M because the money ain't there. Allegedly, from what I've heard, she went from 1 million a month to 10,000, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, this is what she has to say in the past when well she considered herself an entrepreneur, and she wants to date entrepreneurs.
You can't just slide it in there. Pause.
Well,
We don't say that, but okay. KR, you
well,
said KR, you said she considers herself an entrepreneur. I want to
yeah,
know, is she an entrepreneur, yes or no?
we're gonna dive deeper into that. We're gonna dive deeper into that
Okay.
because everyone can say they are entrepreneurs. Everyone say they are rappers. Doesn't mean that they can rap. Prime example, Jim Jones. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on.
Everyone can
Come on.
have a rap song, a rap, even a rap hit. Doesn't make you a rapper. Can
We
put a
talked about
sentence
him in the
together,
last show,
put,
in the
put
Monday
a
show.
beat together, and then bam, you have a hit song. Doesn't make you a rapper. Anyway, fair use. This is what she had to say in the past, man. Shout out to her. Shout out to her.
He can't have a 9 to 5.
What? Why not? You don't want to have an honest job?
I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO status?
Yes.
Okay, he can't
So
like
he can't
he
be
can't
like
clock in
clocking
and clock out.
No.
Damn,
I think
B.Simone.
entrepreneurs should date entrepreneurs.
Okay, but still, there's people who have really good jobs with vocational skills. If he's a mechanic,
I'm sure, but no, you're not going to understand my lifestyle. You're not going to understand why I'm up at 3 a.m.
You can understand the lifestyle when you're shopping at H&M, man. Cool down, cool down. You ain't that guy. You ain't that guy. You cannot understand me when I'm shopping at H&M.
damn, you making
And
this hard
you,
for me. Okay, all right.
you
all right.
know, he has to be an entrepreneur.
A business owner. He getting one of them
Yes.
stimulus packages from Donald Trump, one of them small business loans.
Don't. You see how many of these guys got locked
He
up.
ain't buying jewelry.
He can't have a 9 to 5.
She also had this to say.
Everything I have, my dream career, I manifested it. I'm trying to manifest a husband. Ain't nothing wrong with a nigga with a 9 to 5. I get it. They work hard. I used to have a 9 to 5. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. You work hard, you have money. I get it. I need an entrepreneur. I need somebody that understands my mindset. Somebody that has the same lifestyle. It has to do with money, everything to do with lifestyle. Okay? When I'm in the bed at 3 a.m. checking emails, what you doing, babe? Working. What you doing? Working. Okay, love you. You want to hop on a flight tomorrow? I have a meeting in out of town. You want to go? You got okay, let's go. Okay. You understand my life. You understand what I'm going through. I want to manifest that. What do you want in a man? What do you want? Let's start there. What do you want? Let's manifest it, baby. You can have it. Whatever you want, you can have it. Manifest that shit. Ain't nothing wrong with a nigga with a 9 to 5. Ain't nothing wrong with an entrepreneur ass nigga. Manifest whatever you want. I want to manifest an entrepreneur ass husband. I don't care what you do. Entrepreneur, graphic designer, sell t-shirts, sell drugs, rapper. You could be a rapper. I'm becoming rapper, D-list. I don't give a fuck. Entrepreneur, okay? At this point, I'm about to rebuy my book. I'm about to rebuy my book so I can manifest my husband. Everything.
Couple goals, I guess. Couple goals. It is what
Yeah.
it is.
You know how many people call themselves entrepreneur? You know what you have to do to call yourself an entrepreneur?
You have to
Give us
last
how a
longer
side
than-
hustle can call him or can call himself an entrepreneur.
I hate that word.
What's an
actually.
entrepreneur? Now she said, if I'm not mistaken, she doesn't care if she deals drugs.
Yes, she slipped that one in. Graphic designer, rapper.
Lawnmower.
Well, that's not what she said.
Yeah,
But she said,
I think she did, right?
let me go back.
I think she did.
I don't care what you do. Entrepreneur, graphic designer, sell t-shirts, sell drugs,
Oh, yeah.
rapper. You could be a rapper. I'm becoming
Yeah,
rapper, D.
Yeah,
You're right.
So-
You're right.
I'm quite accurate. I can listen. I listen too good.
So graphic designers, where I heard grass, I think grass cutters. I don't know. I don't care what you do.
That's
Well,
crazy. That's crazy. But yeah. But hey, I don't mind. So I think people are slamming her because she says she wants to date an entrepreneur. I mean, it's a preference. She didn't say she wants to date a guy that's that doesn't cheat, has good moral character. She wants like she has a view of what a entrepreneur is, and that's the man she wants to deal with. I mean, that's a preference, right? Just like some men don't like to date a white woman, for example. We have Dr. Uma, who prefers the black queen and nothing else. He doesn't. How does he call it?
bunny hop.
Bunny hop. That's the way he says it. He doesn't bunny hop. And there are other people that prefer certain types of women, as in shape, tallness. Hey, it's a preference. If she wants to date an entrepreneur, and I think it's more for a couple goal situation. But it is what it is. What I think is more people try to clown her for that, being she's now broken while she was people might see it as dumping on 9 to 5 men. I think the this whole situation showed more in effect that she might call herself an entrepreneur, but I think she likes more the lifestyle than actually the how can I say this politely? She likes the lifestyle more than actually doing the going into the process of being an entrepreneur.
And
Entrepreneur is
Karen,
not just making money, Audrey. It's not just building a business. It's ups and downs.
yeah, but
You
Karen,
might have,
there's
yeah.
a difference
Continue.
be, there's a difference between an entrepreneur and a business owner. Rich Dad Poor Dad talks about it in so Robert Kiyosaki talks about it in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad. This the other word for so entrepreneur is a general word, doesn't mean
Yep.
anything. So the question is, are you as an entrepreneur self-employed or are you a business owner? If you're self-employed, if you can be self-employed even with a team of 20. The difference between the person who's self-employed versus the person who's a business owner, at least in this sense of the word, is that a business owner can step away from his business because the business operates itself. Whereas an entrepreneur has to be in the business in order for it to run. An entrepreneur can even be someone who just started today. I can start a new business today and call myself an entrepreneur. I know people who call themselves serial entrepreneurs, but they don't have which and basically
Two
they
pennies to rub against each other. Oh no,
no, I'm
that's
not,
not what you're trying to say.
I'm
Oh, baby.
no. What I was about to say is no, it's not
Serial
the money.
bum. Oh, okay.
No, not the money, but so it's a serial entrepreneur, but actually they have like 3 4. It's just a nice way to say I'm doing a lot of things and I don't know which one I should stick to. And then they say I'm a serial entrepreneur because I do this and I do that and I do this and then I do that.
No
So
focus. That's what you're trying to say.
no focus, yeah. So and that's the first. That's related to the first video. The second video, manifesting a man. And I don't know which man who works. I don't know any man who works, any person who works hard. Yes, you need to be focused on your business. That can simply say, "Hey, you want to fly tomorrow?
That's my
I
issue
have
with
a,
that whole thing.
I have a, I have a, I have a meeting in Memphis. After that, I need to go to Las Vegas. Do you want to come with?"
That's crazy.
And KR. So let me
It's
put it
that's a
like,
fantasy,
and
dude.
let's
That's a
say
fantasy.
but let's say KR. No, what's wrong? Let's say that the entrepreneur can do that, right? So let's say because entrepreneurs, I mean, if you're either self-employed or entrepreneur, you have more flexibility. So you can say,
I
okay,
think
let
I
me just,
think a business
but
owner can do that
let me
more
just finish.
much more
Let me just
easily. But
let me just finish
yeah.
this thought. As a self-employed person or an entrepreneur or business owner, you can say, "Hey, I have a meeting. Do you want to come with?" Okay, let's be realistic. And I would, for myself, it's great if you have like your wife or your girlfriend. It's okay, come with. It's great. I have like the meetings in the morning and the afternoon, and at night we can go get something to eat. Right?
Dinner.
That's a great fantasy. That's a great fantasy to have for a man as well. But KR, who can actually do such a thing? Only a woman who is flexible enough to um, organize herself based on her man's calendar. Because a woman
Wow.
who that's the one no, that's a woman who has that flexibility. So if the woman stays at
Maybe
home, for
I
example,
think so. So I would like you to turn that into her situation.
in
Explain it
her
from her
situation,
situation.
in her situation,
Who
she needs a
who can
bum.
fly?
She needs a bum. She needs someone who doesn't work. That's what
Straight
she
to
needs.
the point. Straight to the point.
Well, either a bum or someone who has so much money, for example, who's like financially done.
Diddy.
And
Diddy.
that no, not daily, like someone who can say, okay, I'll just fly you, I'll just follow you. But B Simone seems like a
Okay, let's
very
be honest. Let's be honest.
that's the beginning
Before
of
you
the end.
continue, before you continue,
Okay.
which man and there's nothing wrong with that.
Man without a job.
If you're running a business, right? You have a schedule, you have agendas, you have meetings, you have to even as a CEO, the only way you can actually do what she's doing is if you're solely an investor. So either you own the company and you don't manage it daily, you don't do anything on a daily, as in with the operations. You have your own a CEO that runs it for you. Even a CEO himself, that who might not be the owner, by the way, but let's say a CEO, even he has an agenda. He cannot say hey, by the way, you're going on you're going to LA. Let me join you. It's not gonna work. So that's a fantasy. But continue. You want to say something about her?
Yeah, so no, so my point is she needs someone who doesn't she doesn't need an entrepreneur because that person's not gonna do that. She
An
doesn't
artist.
need a 9 to 5 either, because the 9 to 5 also has flexible as commitments.
Lack of flexibility.
She needs someone who can just she needs a stay at home husband.
Tailgate.
I don't know if
That
that's
can
the term.
tailgate her.
Yeah,
That can tailgate her
I don't know. I don't know.
everywhere she
In any,
goes.
in
Anyway,
any
that
case,
yeah.
yeah.
But so going back to
What I wanted to say was what I wanted to say was that I don't have in my from what I can see, B Simone not a not a good person. Well,
yeah.
let me not just that's harsh. That's harsh. I don't want to say that she's not a good person, but I'll say because I don't know her like that. I think that she's struggling with a lot of things. So she has a lot of baggage, like every one of us do. She's also living in a world of fantasy, but she doesn't seem like she doesn't. She seems like a very mean person. Everyone, let's say if it doesn't seem like she wants you to win.
I'll play the video. I'll play the fair use.
Yeah.
Tell me if this is your friend.
Recently, I have this opportunity and I called you and I told you about it. And you were just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you called me back.
I called her right back, y'all. I was
And
so
you were
convicted.
like-
I was so convicted.
You were like, I didn't like how I felt when you told me that. And I was like, what do you mean? You were like, I don't know what it is. I'm talking this out in real time. But whatever it is, I don't like what I felt. And I said, did you feel jealous? And you were like, I don't think I feel jealous.
Because we went through all the emotions. She's like, are you angry? Are you sad? Are you jealous? I was like, I'm not jealous because I don't want what you have. I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm upset that I'm not doing it with me.
Yeah.
Like we're not working together.
Yeah.
Like I don't have that. Y'all, let me tell you something. Anybody that's in my circle, I want to work with you. I want to put you on. I'm putting you in position. I like doing it together.
You do.
How can we do this together? How can we make money together? How can we build together? How can we grow together? How can we all pitch in together? How can we be millionaires I want to do it together.
Yeah.
And there was a point in my life where I had that and it was crumbled. So I feel like since that has ended, that season, I've always yearned for it again. But
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? So she wants. It seems like she wants you to do. She wants you to do well, but just not better than her.
Yeah, she seems. But if I
That's what it seems like.
not
To
only
be
that,
honest.
I also think that she wants her friends So if I think I think the best way to describe it is how you did. To
I thought
me,
about this. I thought about this, Kiara. So I thought about it like since I saw this video,
yeah,
I was like, but what does she have? She doesn't want you to do better than her, but when she's better than you, so when she's
she
better than you, she'll let you feel it
and
and
also
see it.
gives you some crumbs, so so
Yeah,
you know who's
yeah.
better. Yeah,
And now
yeah,
that's what she seems like too. She comes over as such a person.
yeah. It's kind of crazy because she also the friend also said that she thought she felt certain way when B.Simone was giving other people stuff while she was while she was living in a car. So she was basically giving other people she didn't know, basically random opportunities, while she, as a friend, was. I mean, again, no one is entitled to any help. You gotta help yourself first. But it's a quite interesting way to look at it. When you know your friend is homeless, you don't reach out or try to put maybe this is also a thing, Archie. And going back to the entrepreneur, you asked me. I think she thinks that she's an entrepreneur. So says something in that regards. Yes, I do. I don't think she's actually a. She likes the lifestyle. Being an entrepreneur goes with ups and downs. Um, that's something you know beforehand. It's never one straight one straight line to the moon. You'll have up seasons, you'll have down seasons. But what you should do as an entrepreneur in order to manage it correctly is that when you have those up seasons, you prepare for the down season. You have to continue. I always tell you about this. You have to be ahead of the curve. If you're not ahead of the curve, you're going to fall off.
Yeah. Patrick, but David says that you need to have at least three consecutive of anything in order to conclude that it might be like that, like this is your normal. So for example, if you reach 1 million in revenue in a year, could be luck. So you need to do it at least twice more consecutively, and after the third year in a row, you can say, yeah, we generally generate 100 million in revenue. This is a company that generates 100 million in revenue. So you need to have that proof. And just because they're having a high season and it's you're trending, and yeah, doesn't mean
You
that it
should
will last forever.
you should always
But that's not
prepare
the
as a
problem, KR, because I don't fall. I mean, I saw some people making jokes about her because she says that she's broke. To me, that's not something to make jokes
everyone goes
about,
through
because
high and low
hey,
seasons.
it's a business, right?
Yeah.
But I guess the reason why people make comment is because she talked ish about a bunch of people because she was all that, and that's the reason why. If she had kept it humble, KR, I believe that no one. First of all, no one would have known. Second of all, people would have been more. People would have empathized more. It might not even have been a news topic worthy of getting talked about.
Yeah, I think to be honest, this whole thing is kind of a um I think people don't like her. I think people don't like her, and that's also a prerequisite for being a business owner. Whether you're a solopreneur, which she kind of is, in a sense, with running all these businesses as a front person, um, you have to be likable if you're a social media personality. Um, and she has tendencies. Sometimes she says things where you ask yourself, dude, do you realize that you need the people? You're an influencer. You don't run a regular business. If you're the people that follow you don't buy anything, you're done. If your viewership goes down, you're done. And I think that's her endorsements went down when she said the whole 9 to 5 stuff. She's had a couple of controversies back to back. So you have to prepare, RJ. I think the thing is, she had a good time and she started living up to that 1 million a month kind of echelon. And you cannot do that right away. You have to have a couple of, like you said, a couple of seasons where you say, okay, this is confirmed. I'm all at this level. But when you start spending uncontrollably, when you have, let's say, you're making 1 million a month, and you start spending uncontrollably, and then when your down season comes, now you have to adjust, extremely adjust, because when you used to make or spend 100,000 or 200,000 a month, now you have to spend 10,000, which is kind of crazy. She said in that podcast that she also has assets that she cannot. I mean, that's part of the game, right? Cash and assets. You cannot move the cash. Sorry, you cannot move your assets or turning into cash, and you sometimes you don't want to do that. But yeah, it's a tough thing, and to be honest, um, a real entrepreneur to actually tries to find solutions and solve problems like these rather than try to I'm not gonna say cry, but sob, and so other people feel bad for you. That's why I said sh- according to her, she thinks she's an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, the only thing an entrepreneur does is solve problems. That's the only thing you do
The
constantly.
whole day. The whole day.
Constantly. So instead of crying that you can't shop at Bloomingdale's, you have to just figure out how to get your business back on its feet.
Yeah. Because Bloomingdale's is not always gonna be available.
It's not
And I asked, well, you know what I asked myself, KR?
budgeting. That's the key word here. People need to
In the
learn to
past,
budget.
yeah, but in the past, KR, in the past it happened that people had to. In the past, we would have only known about these things if someone had leaked it. This is an
That's true.
episode from. This is a segment from her own podcast.
Yeah.
So she wants to. She'll say she wants to keep it real, but I feel like she's. It's like the playing victim and let me see
You
if
know what
someone can
this
help.
is? That's this. Crying for help. She's crying for help.
Yeah. And again, I don't think the financial things that's part of being an entrepreneur. That's part of being an
That's part
entrepreneur.
that's part of the game.
And
But
it happens to it's yeah, you're not the first entrepreneur who has to deal with those things. You're not the last one either, but this is just part of being an entrepreneur. Now you say that that's what you want, right? So
no, now you have to show how much you want it.
yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
Dance.
it's what?
I'm
Are,
just
are are you are you
the po-
singing singing Tory Lane songs?
yeah. I'm seeing Megan Thee Stallion claims dance, HB dance.
Hey, you gotta do what you have to do, man. I think a lot of times people don't they like the idea. It's the same with the whole having a husband or a boyfriend who's an entrepreneur. It sounds great. It sounds great until you actually are in that situation and you're dealing with someone who's actually a entrepreneur, not a drug dealer or a rapper. Because to be honest, RJ, majority of the rappers are just high paid employees. They're not entrepreneurs. Artists are a lot of times just high paid employees.
Yeah.
They are employed until they start their own businesses. their own record labels. Even then, you are partially the business is partially owned by another label. So you have to. I mean, it's easy to say you want that power couple kind of thing, but that's a pipe dream, man.
But I don't. I
Ima-
told you about this a couple of times. I don't think. I don't believe in the whole power couple. That's like just something someone
Made
um
up.
made up. Yeah.
They see certain. How many power? Let's if you look at that whole situation, right? How many real, let's call them power couples, stay together for longer than 3 years?
Very difficult.
Not a lot of them. People watch, people see Beyonce and Jay Z. Guess what? Beyonce made a whole album about Jay Z's infidelity. That's a power couple for your ass. Watermelon, was it Watermelon? What she was singing back then? Oh no,
I don't
oh,
know.
maybe it's not the album. Maybe that's not the album. But hey, it sounds great. It sounds great. It looks great for the gram. But um, I mean, that's a lot of times people try to live this lifestyle where they can live uh, um, free of anything, free of responsibilities, free of a real schedule. You can do whatever you want to. I mean, technically the only person who can do that, and even they can do that freely, is a drug dealer. You want to live with a drug dealer. Even an artist cannot live like that because they have to go. They have certain dates they have to block for either touring, or they have to block for studio sessions. There is a kind of agenda, a schedule they need to live by. They are quite more flexible, to be honest, than a CEO. But yeah, that's I mean, so the whole thing, she wants entrepreneur because of the whole idea. It's her fantasy, and now she has to find herself out of the situation like a real entrepreneur.
Yeah.
There's what it is. I'll end this with this video right here, which is by a former YouTuber, Fair Use.
All it takes for you to come down to reality, B.Simone, is one wrong post. You are one viral video away, one internet canceling away from being back at Forever 21 selling shit. A woman who's a 6 or a 7, like a B.Simone, no insult intended. She's cute. She ain't fine. She's cute. B.Simone, Jill Scott, like that in the face. All of a sudden, when the 8s, 9s, and 10s are gone, the 6s and 7s automatically get all the 8, 9, and 10 shine because the 8s, 9s, and 10s are simply gone. It's not as though those women actually got better, that the other women are just gone. And when you get all of that attention, that when you saw your friends who were 8, 9, and 10, and you were 6 or 7, and they're gone, now you're getting 8, 9, and 10 attention, you feel like the woman. And you start to overinflate your SMV, your actual value. So, like a B.Simone, no offense, you start to actually feel like you should get a man who's the master of the universe. Especially if you're an attorney or a psych chick, you got a college degree or something like that.
I'm a PhD.
Okay. All it
Yeah, it is what it is. Wishing her all the best. I saw that she's also on a journey right now, trying to find God.
She's been on a journey for like since I know her. You know,
Okay.
there's a name for it, but it's like I don't know. I call
Journeyman.
it
No, I'm
I
just
call
kidding.
it pseudo
Spiritual.
spirituality.
Yeah.
Pseudo spirituality.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like
guess.
they throw words out like manifest and all these words. I remember when she had the podcast with her friend Megan Ashley, I think her name is, and they start talking about God this, God that, God this, God that. As soon as someone starts talking about God so much, and I mean, if you're a pastor, KR, then that's your job, right? If you're a priest, then that's your job. But if you're not, then and you start talking about God this, God that, and then I saw her. She went on stage and started twerking. I mean, I call it pseudo spirituality. So I don't really. Everyone's on a journey. They are. You're on a journey. I'm on a journey. You're on a life journey. I'm on a life journey. You're on a spiritual journey. I'm on a spiritual journey. Whether you're conscious about it or not, we are all on journeys. So why do we need to? But then start throwing things in the air like energy and vibe and manifest. Like,
Or when your friend says she been living in her car for a while, you say, Jesus.
yeah,
That was crazy. Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think that B.Simone will pick up the slack and be a real entrepreneur and fight herself out of this hole, or will she just sink down the pressure and end up like this? Let us know in the comments what you think. Of course, we will be picking one of the best comments to feature one of our future videos. So make sure you share your hottest take. RJ.
guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. Also, don't forget, guys, to subscribe to the email list. You can find the link in the description box below. If you sign up, you'll receive from us once a week um, links and to stories and videos, viral moments that did not make today's show, either because we don't have enough time or because it's not really YouTube friendly. So if you have a hot take, please, 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 please do not hesitate to let us know. And with that being said, KaiR, what's next?
Yes. Let's go to the next topic. Vitaly posts bail to not get locked up in a very scary prison. Fair use.
Vitaly Zdorovetskiy, famous for pranks, was arrested for harassing guards and passersby. Vitaly Zdorovetskiy, famous for pranks, was arrested for harassing guards and passersby in Bonifacio, Global City. He posted bail, but didn't walk free. Immigration says he's undesirable and locked him back up. Russia won't take him. The US doesn't want him either. And if convicted, he's looking at 18 months. So now he's stuck no home, no fans, and no more pranks. Actions have consequences, even for influencers. Vitaly
I don't know about the any months part because I've heard 25 years. So, but yeah, he the story goes. But before I tell the story, RJ, your take so far.
We talked about Italy last week, I think. Was it the last
Yeah,
week or 2
last
weeks
week
ago?
it was
Yeah,
already
we talked about,
last week. We
and
talked about his weight loss. He's
yeah,
been
we talked
doing a
about this
lot of
weight loss. Yeah, and we also dropped like some clips. We got a lot of view. We got a lot of comments
shout out to
uh,
everyone.
under on one of the videos we dropped about this story. Some people out of the Philippines saying, "Hey,
It's what it
yeah,
is.
it's coming." No one's showing mercy, KR. No one, and
Nope,
it's understandable.
as they should.
Understandable as well. Um, yeah, but guys, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our socials, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon, and subscribe to the email list, email letter. You can find the description. You can find a link in the description box below.
Yes. So basically, what happened is that he was transferred to a correctional facility from the immigration BI, which stands for the Bureau of Immigration. They moved him to a regular prison, and because he went into a regular prison, he is allowed to post bail. But because he's an undesirable person at this moment, when he posts bail, he won't get out of the prison. He will be moved back into BI's facility. So they put him basically also in one of the worst prisons, from what I've heard. One of the worst ones in the Philippines is also one of the most notorious prisons in the world. I don't know what's true or not. I haven't done the research on that. Um, I mean, it is what it is. But when you get on in it doesn't matter if you compare it with and one of the comments that we covered on last Monday's show, one of the people said that in comparison to Philippines jail, the Western American jail are like 6 stars. I think that's also a thing, right? If you're used to a certain level of, let's call it even a minimum level of luxury, which is in that prison, it will be full luxury. If you're used to a certain standard, let's say that way. When you go to a one of the craziest prisons out there, I mean, you'll see the real problem, and you'll kind of think, you know what, I'll post bill. I'll go back to the immigration facility because these guys are gonna pressure me. Before I know it, I'm paying everyone's meal out here without even eating myself. He got himself into this problem, Margie, and you have to face whatever consequences he's in. But he'll get.
Yeah, I think that that he wouldn't have done this in a European country because he wouldn't have done this in a European country. So
It would have been
this is
better off if he did it in the European countries.
yes, but he wouldn't have done it because he would have been more afraid of the European officials than the Filipino politicians. That's what I think. Because KR, you know that if you do that in the States, they'll put 68 bullets in your body and then they'll tell you they'll
But
tell
we're
you the
talking
reason
about
why
America, Europe, Europe.
the reason why
If
we
he had
didn't
done it,
put,
for example, in Germany, Spain, France, they would have maybe caught him, hold him for a bit, and released him. But
but maybe
it's not. You're not gonna get any clicks if you do that in
KR,
Europe.
if you do it to the people, that's one thing. But I don't think he would have walked up to a police officer in Europe and did this. He clearly thought he clearly looked down on Filipino officials. He didn't really respect them because if you had respected them, you would never do what he did if he had really like respected.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
That's what I believe. So, but I agree with you. Hey, wait, do you prefer the fire or do you prefer the smoke? Either that's what they're
It's a
that's what
hard
they're
choice.
it's
It's a
a
hard
hard choice.
choice.
Do you want the fire or do you want the smoke?
I think he chose the smoke because the fire is too hot.
Mm.
Hey, again, it's gonna some another shout out to all the people who commented, by the way, on that post because they gave us a couple of insights. Someone says it's gonna take maybe 3 to 5 years for this case to actually get in front of a judge, which is kind of crazy, right? Because if it's gonna take that long and you're living in these conditions, you're gonna age really fast as a, let's call it, a typical European. If you're living in that heat, eating, let's say, what was it? I think $1.25 a day worth of food, and hey, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I think he's probably rethinking this whole thing at this moment. At this moment, he's probably thinking, I shouldn't have done this. I should have. I, I would have been better off if I didn't do this crazy stuff, and maybe he will change his life after this.
Yeah, he
So
would.
what I
And
do know, oh,
I think
continue.
I think he will change his life after this. The question is, once he's out at the age of 70, there's not much left.
Can't do pranks anymore. Oh man, this is crazy. But I do think
In the comments, people were also talking about another person. Who's that person?
Johnny Somali, the guy who we talked about earlier, when
Oh, we
he
talked
got
about
locked
him.
up, we talked about Johnny Somali in South
Was
Korea.
that in Korea?
Yeah, South Korea. Yeah,
South Korea. Yeah, come on. KR.
Johnny.
KR. Why you didn't have to say South
Uh,
Korea.
I,
You
I'm
said
trying to be
locked up, so it
accurate.
has to be South Korea. Because if
I'm
it's
trying to be
if it,
accurate in my reporting.
well, no, what I'm saying is you said locked up, so it had to be South Korea. Because in North Korea, it would have
He
been.
would have been locked up, but he would have been working.
And
Free
North
labor.
Korea,
They
they would
lock
have.
you up. They
Man,
no, they're not gonna pop. They're not gonna pop them. They're gonna put them to work. In North Korea, when you get locked up, your energy is gonna be useful. You're gonna be working in the mines. Shout
Yeah.
out to North Korea. You gotta give it up. I'll tell you this much, RJ. Johnny Somali is probably better off, but he's in the same screwed up situation because in South Korea they made sure that he cannot stream. He has like a apartment that he has to pay for himself, so draining him financially up until his court date. And now you have Vitaly, who's in the same situation, actually a worse situation, because he's in detention. He's not gonna get out, and no one knows actually when he's gonna get out. That's the crazy part. Because he could get 25 years. I saw someone, I mean, the audio, the video said 18 months. I don't think it's 18 months. I've heard so far, unless they dropped a couple of his charges, it's not gonna be less than 10 years so far. So it's not looking good for him. Even if he gets time served, he already said he's gonna sit like 3 years at minimum. So yeah, I think the Philippines are making a very good point, and I've heard as well. If you look at this whole situation with him, shout out to Legal Mindset, Fair Use. He said the following.
For the international response.
W emotes, guys. Thank you so much. W emotes. You guys are killing it today.
Of the US, of Russia, of countries where he stayed and has citizenship. And a lot of people were asking questions too. Well, what's going to happen with Russia? Is he going to be sent back to Russia? What's going to go on there? We have the first really big public
Thank you, Joe,
response
for
from
dropping by,
Russia.
Joe.
And that's to disavow him, to say they want nothing to do with him, and to actually call out his actions as something that Russians should not emulate. So I've got this news article here from
So no one wants him back. America doesn't want him. Russia doesn't want him. Russia is actually saying, look at your look at a feral Russian who's going crazy in another country. What you shouldn't do is like him, because we're not gonna save you.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is
He's
a very
screwed,
weird
man.
place to be in. Because I mean, even Dad, Dad of the Year.
Head of the year.
Yeah, Brittany Griner. Even Britney
Oh,
was swapped.
you should have said dad of the year, because
Even Britney was
Brittany Griner has a deeper voice than me.
yeah. I think she does it. Anyways, uh,
Doesn't matter. She's a real dad.
they even swapped her, right, for a major official. It's crazy. As a weed smoking NBA player, WNBA player, for a general or high official in the Russian army who's responsible for a lot of unalignment, probably.
Well, he's not he wasn't the general. He was a dealer, arms dealer.
Doesn't matter. Still did more than I mean, it's not
Well,
proportional.
yes, it's out of proportion, of course. But hey, sometimes you have to fight for your WNBA players. Your stars. That's the only way WNBA will survive, because of course the 100 people more that are watching her are needed for the league. Biden was probably thinking my investment in WNBA is going kaput.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah, but I agree with you on that. But this is crazy. I don't think no one is gonna save him. So he's gonna save himself. What you should do is record a video crying and plead for mercy and hope for the best, because you're not gonna get anything else, man. By the time he's released, he's gonna look like an old man, gray, thin. Imagine working out in that weather outside. No air conditioning, nothing.
KR, if I would him, I would challenge. So I mean, not no. I would challenge him. I would say, uh, fight for your freedom, and then he would need to play basketball against someone you and I know very well. He's gonna break his ankles from all from both sides. All right, KB,
Let's
KB,
put. Oh man,
KB,
we need KB. Hey KB, you gotta represent Philippines, man.
KB's
You
gonna
need to,
KB's
you
gonna
need to
break his ankles from both
Oh my
sides.
god, we need to record this. Hey, this is a good one actually. We should promote this
Yeah, like
for
a
his
Jake Paul
freedom,
fight, like a Jake Paul
like
fight.
like a James Crawford. For his freedom, he has to play one on one, one on one.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man,
Yeah,
KB's gonna break his ankles from.
Oh my god, he's gonna stumble. Hey, that's the stream right there.
KR. He's gonna tear his meniscus and his Achilles.
Now he's in a
You
wheelchair.
think it was
in
a
prison.
you think it was a finals game, man? I'm telling you.
Hey, people, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think Vitaly will be
Uh,
released in the near future, or will he just rot in the Philippines? Let us know in the comments what you think. Drop your best comment, and we'll be featured the best ones in our future videos. So make sure you share your hottest take, RJ.
Yes, guys. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. Subscribe to our newsletter. Link is in the description box below. And as Kara said, the best comments will get a mention in a future show. So if you want your comment to be highlighted in a future show, do engage with us.
Yes, yes, yes. As we always have on Thursday, the AI corner, and today we're gonna talk about a robot that does chores, and of course the AI Godfather. I don't know if we covered him before, but he went to the Diary of a CEO, and this is what he had to say. Fair use.
They call you the godfather of AI. So what would you be saying to people about their career prospects in a world of superintelligence?
Trained to be a plumber.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm going to become a plumber. Why do they call you the godfather of AI?
because there weren't many people who believed that we could model AI on the brain so that it learned to do complicated things like recognize objects in images or even do reasoning. And I pushed that approach for 50 years. And then Google acquired that technology. And I worked there for 10 years on something that's now used all the time in AI.
And then you left.
Yeah,
Why?
so that I could talk freely at a conference
What did you want to talk about freely?
how dangerous AI could be. I realized that these things will one day get smarter than us, and we've never had to deal with that. And if you want to know what life's like when you're not the apex intelligence, ask a chicken. So there's risks that come from people misusing AI, and then there's risks from AI getting super smart and deciding it doesn't need us.
Is that a real risk?
Yes, it is, but they're not going to stop it because it's too good for too many things.
What about regulations?
They have some, but they're not designed to deal with most of the threats. Like the European regulations have a clause that say none of these apply to military uses of AI.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
One of your students left OpenAI.
Yeah, he was probably the most important person behind the development of the early versions of ChatGPT. And I think he left because he had safety concerns. We should recognize that this stuff is an existential threat. And we have to face the possibility that unless we do something soon, we're near the end.
So let's do the risks and what we end up doing in such a world.
Crazy. If the Godfather is talking like this, man.
You come into my house. You don't even call me friend. You smell the ish. Yet you don't know how to plumb. We need plumbers in this house. Not the ones that my wife has behind my back. Real plumber. Not pipe layers. KR, this is crazy. And the danger is that I think none of us really, or a lot of us don't really realize what's so you know it on a rational level. And by the way, guys, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon. But KR, a lot of people don't really realize how no, not realize. So you know it on a so I guess it's like having your first baby, right? Or being a father for the first time. You can rationally imagine what it is, but to actually be a father, that's something else.
Yep.
And I think we can really imagine what's about to happen because
It's
we've
beyond our
never been here
comprehension.
before. We've
We've
never
never been
been
here
here
before.
before.
Yep. Yep.
And we
It's
always had to compete with other human beings, right? So I know, for example, that okay, let's take Luigi Mangione, I guess his name is, who popped the CEO of the
the
insurance
health
company.
insurance company.
Yeah. So let's take him
Yeah.
for example. There was a clear difference in power, in position, in how do you call it, in prestige, so that it was evident, right? Yet Luigi could have simply find out some information about him, find his whereabouts, and then delete the dude, right? So there are ways where you can, as human beings, someone might have a better strategy, more power, but there's still ways that you might be able to hurt them. Because human beings are human beings. And we always had, the difference was always technology, right? Especially in warfare. So the ones with the guns could eliminate the ones with the arrows, the bow and arrows. The ones uh with the World War II uh, Terminators could simply obliterate Japan and turn them into from turn them from samurais to anime. And but this is different because this technology might not need us at some point. It doesn't need us now to develop itself.
No.
So it's
Yeah,
pretty,
it's gonna
pretty,
be
pretty.
very interesting how this further develops and how I mean regulations are always too late. Regulations are usually years behind reality. Yeah, usually regulations are adjusted after something goes wrong. That's the funny thing about regulations. Um, and they don't want to change it before that because, of course, votes and all the things that are around the whole being a politician situation. Lobbyists that don't want you to make changes. So by the time there are things in place to protect against situations, it's already too late. It's already been went wrong. So it's gonna be we're gonna enter real interesting times, man, where people are probably are more probably we'll see many more people become solo entrepreneurs because it's the
Oh,
only
so
way to survive.
KR. That's exactly what B.Simone wants to hear.
I'm saying they're entrepreneurs. I'm not saying that they're making any money.
But she don't care.
Oh,
She
she
can
wants
be a
she.
hustling entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's true. She said it. She said it. As long as you're a hustler. But it's gonna be very interesting times, man, and we'll see how that's gonna end. But other things that happen. Let's take a look at other changes that are coming up. The first one, the AI robot they use. It cleans, puts everything in place. Look at how it cleans, man. It's putting out putting the dishes. Look at all that. I hope it doesn't use the same stuff to clean the toilet as the
As the
they
dishes.
they might have
As
to
the dish.
program it. They might have to program it with black hygiene instead of white hygiene.
But is it on sale? Is it? Can you buy it?
I think it's a prototype right now. This is an early stage robot, so
Also,
I
KR,
don't
is it
think
like, is it really AI? So I'm pretty skeptical about these things. Is it really AI,
I don't think
or
it's
is it
AI.
like a robot controlled by someone?
This one I don't know, but I think it's gonna at a certain point they're gonna use robotics with AI in it. So this is like the first version. I think in the future you'll have many more situations where these robots are more AI driven. So this is probably more programmed. But I expect it to have they're gonna make one with AI in it. More changes, more things that are coming up, man. Fair use. No, wait a second. Let me.
Ooh, I'm so touched. See what I did? Because you just touched the screen. And now we're going to get a picture. So come right to the screen. You don't need a phone.
No,
I have my own phone right here.
You're going to take the selfie.
I'm Howie Mandel.
You
And
are.
I need you to come right up to the screen. I'm going to take the picture.
Okay.
Okay? So come right up to the screen. You come right up to the screen.
I'm here, man.
And I'm gonna take a picture of us.
You got it?
I need you to smile.
All right.
So look at me.
Got
And
it.
we're gonna get a good picture right now. Okay? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I need you. You'll see the scan will come up. Scan that and take a copy of the picture and share it with all your friends and family. And tag us at Proto Hologram. Okay? And at Howie Mandel if you want to.
Look at that.
This is crazy. It looks real.
Let me get a selfie with Howie.
It really does.
So this is a hologram. I've seen this earlier from Howie Mandel. He's been working on this a very long time, and it's a hologram that's supposed to be able to talk to people and, like you see, take selfies. So it's quite interesting developments where this is heading. You might have a hologram that's moved to a situation where you are you have your hologram at meet and greets maybe. So instead of taking pictures with with the real artist for $10 instead of 1,000, you might take a picture with him, a selfie. Actually, that's not a bad idea. They'll still have a picture with you, but then with a hologram. But yeah, it's these are things that are coming, man. These are things that are changing. I saw as well another video, and this is probably going to be the last one for today. It's this one. Fair use. Shout out to 100 engineers.
That blocks advertisements in real life using Snap Spectacles and Google's Gemini AI. When you wear the glasses, the AI scans your surroundings and identifies billboards, posters, product branding, even ads on food packaging, then covers them with red squares so you can't see them. Right now, it's pretty basic, just covering ads with conspicuous red squares that are honestly more distracting than the original ads. But future updates will let you replace those red blocks with custom images or personal notes, essentially letting you redesign the visual world around you. This raises incredible questions about the future. What happens when everyone can digitally erase any visual content they don't want to see in public spaces? This engineer invented smart glasses that can block ads in real life.
Smart glasses that blocks ads in real life. You know what it says to me, RJ?
What?
Right now, it's a probably an application that blocks those ads. But the money is actually to overlay those ads with other ads. And if you, let's say if you can run that, that means that all ads that you see in real life, if everyone is walking around with AI glasses, what you'll have is that if you can overlay other ads with ads that are shown in the glasses, or ads that are blocked because you probably can pay if you want it blocked, that's a whole new business model.
That's true.
It's a brand new business model, man. It's crazy. These things are coming up, man. It's only a matter of time. And the question is, of course, it will change the ad business in general, because chances are that ad sign you see, that might be worth nothing if everyone can overlay it within their glasses with another ad.
But then, if you can, just put my, I'm gonna put my tin foil hat on. If you can do that, KaiR, by your command, can't it also block certain things without your command? So, for example, if they decide that certain content is, certain information or certain content is inappropriate, and they ban it, can they ban this as well? Can just you just walk and you have your glasses on, certain things, for example, they might ban a sign that says Jesus is the way, because it's religious, so things like that, or change it to something that they do believe is appropriate. So
Yes, everyone, what you see, RJ, and this is from my perspective, I see much more where we'll see in the future that people will live within their own um,
bubble.
Yeah, it will happen. You already can see that with the algorithm these days. Some people are so stuck in the bubble, it's crazy. Some people
Yeah.
are so stuck. You can even help them. They are lost to the algorithm. Their whole brain is managed by the algorithm. What you see is that, and right now you see that very strong with politics, where people are so driven, so in their bubble. It's crazy, and it doesn't matter if it's lefty or righty. They're both. There are people that are so lost, and it's gonna get worse, only worse. When, let's say, like you said, that's a good example. If someone doesn't want to see Jesus saves signs, or whatever, they want to, they don't want to see MAGA signs, or they don't want to see any signs of
Anything.
Democrats.
Yeah, anything about the opposing party, doesn't matter what, because that's a problem. It's not the issue isn't, because we're not going to get in the, I don't want to go in the argument, in the discussion, whether or not they should ban it or not. The thing is, let people decide for themselves.
Yeah.
Let people decide for themselves.
Yeah, that's gonna be a very interesting where this is heading. But yeah, guys, let us know anything else you want to say relating to this.
Nothing else.
Next
Nothing else.
week, another corner, AI corner, where we cover other AI situations or robotics. I saw maybe next week we'll cover a girl who learned to walk with her brand new suit. So guys, tune in next week in another AI corner. Make sure you drop your thoughts on these comments and on the comments below, and we'll be picking one of the best comments to feature one of our future videos. So make sure you share your hottest take, RJ.
Yes, guys. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. Also, subscribe to our email list where we share with you once a week content that did not make the show. We're talking about, of course, viral content and other types of videos and articles that might not be YouTube appropriate, or that simply did not make the week this week's show. So thank you for your support, KR. Thank you for your support, KR. With that being said, what's next?
Yes. Let's go to the thoughts of the week. And the thoughts of the week go to the people who responded to the Unfair and Harsh, to Corey Holcomb show, where we talked about Corey Holcomb talking about Cam Newton and, of course, Cameron signing to Revolt. And the comment we're going to talk about, of course, is Gerald Seymour. Can you read it?
Of course. Gerald Seymour says, when you know Gerard, I guess.
Gerard.
Probably Gerard Seymour. When you know that whatever you say can be taken the wrong way, you let the guest, especially if it's a woman. Wait. When you know that whatever you say can be taken the wrong way, you let the guest, especially if it's a woman, speak, I guess. It's not wise not to challenge her way of thinking because he's smart enough to know it's still gonna spark a conversation without him saying something to get the Me Too movement to try to cancel him. Plus, Cam has or dates or might be married to a white woman. And then Lon Lucci says these guys are lost. Lon, thank you for your support. We really want to thank you for helping this channel grow by engaging with us and commenting. If you don't comment, guys, we can't grow. So thank you, Lon. We do appreciate you. Thank you for being a real one here.
Yeah, but I do agree with Gerard in a sense that what he said. If you, the problem, and that's what we wanted to talk about during that show, is, I mean, I don't agree with what she says, but I understand the situation Cam is in. I mean, he has to make some money to feed his kids. His 8 kids or whatever amount of kids. Does he have 8 or 9 kids? I'm not sure.
No.
But yeah, so it's I mean, it's harsh. It's hard. Sometimes people have to, in a lack of a better word, um, be less critical on situations than they have to be because they don't want to have the backlash. And whether you agree with it or not, it's. I mean, you might have a point, Lon. I don't know what you're trying to say, that we're lost about what, but sometimes you have to make a choice. I know a lot of times these people who are in the limelight choose for themselves. They don't choose for you. They're not gonna run. They're not gonna run their own business into the ground to save you or whatever opinion you have. So yeah, that's what we discussed. Shout out to Gerard and also Lon. Guys, make sure you share your take. Share your comments, and we'll be picking one of the best to feature one of our future videos. Anything else you want to say?
Thank you for your support once more. Remember, guys, to rate the show by pressing the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also subscribe to our email list. Link is in the description box below.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go to around the internet. Let's start right away with Drea Michelle tricking Jalen Green into taking her shopping. Fair use. RJ, take a look at this. You tell me what he shouldn't do. I'll stop.
I can do magic.
Listen.
I want to show you a magic trick, but if I get the magic trick and it amazes you and I pull it off seamlessly, then
Start
we
on
can go to
over.
Sephora. Okay, so I can do magic. I want to show you a magic trick, but if I get the magic trick and it amazes you and I pull it off seamlessly, then we can go to Sephora.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I want. I want to go to Sephora. I want to just go to Sephora and get whatever I want. Okay? Okay, so I have this glass of water. You see the glass of water? I'm going to cover it up. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna prove to you that I can drink this glass of water without touching the towel. What do you think about that?
You're gonna drink the water without touching the towel?
Yes.
How you gonna get to the cup?
Magic. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay. Whoosh. Mm. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Ah, la, 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 la. Let me teleport it. Okay. Okay. I drank the water.
Okay. Before I continue, RJ, so far, what is your what do you think is gonna happen?
If he's smart, you'll say, no, you didn't. And when she asks him when she tells him that if he doesn't believe her, he should take a look, he should say no. That's what he should do. I hope he did not take the towel off to see whether or not she drank it, yes or no. Because then he'll probably grab the glass and drink it.
His name says it all. What's his name, RJ?
Jalen Green.
He's a green. He's green. Oh
know.
man, this is every maybe this is true what they are saying, that basketball players aren't the who said it? Wasn't
Brittany.
it? Brittany said
Brittany
it.
Renner.
Yes, Brittany Renner. They're not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. Look at what he does.
I did. I drank it.
Am I supposed to check or something?
I drank the water.
I don't know.
You gotta check to
I can
see.
check?
Yeah, you can check. Sure. I'm driving or you're driving.
Wow. She said without touching.
Wasn't it obvious?
It was so obvious. When I saw this video for the first, I was like, when she said she's gonna drink the water without touching it, I already knew where this was heading. And when she put, I was like, nah, dude, don't pick up the towel. It is what it is. Just having some fun, but I think this is not the only time she's tricking him. But this is the advantage of dating. When I say older women, like why they like to date younger guys.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
but I think that it's what? You can hear me?
No, now I can hear you. Now I can.
Okay. Yeah, so how old? She's like 40 something, right?
Yeah, she's in her 40s. But by the time the baby is 18, she's almost 60. So
She looks good for a 40-year-old.
yeah.
But she has
But good enough to not put a baby in it.
But but women are
RJ, I can pay you okay. Let me before you close it out. I can play you videos of Jon Berg. You know Jon Berg, right? The producer.
Yeah.
He said the worst. Apparently, Diddy was dating her as well. Jon Berg was in a business meeting with Diddy, and allegedly, I don't know what's true or what's not true.
Wait. Before you continue, who was Who was dating? Was Yumberg dating Drea Michelle? Is what you're saying? Diddy was dating Drea Michelle, and Yumberg. Okay. Should okay. I understand.
Drea Michelle was within his stable.
Yeah, within
One of the
Diddy's
girls
stable.
he's
Yeah,
dating. Yeah. So they were in a meeting, and according to Yumberg, polls were being smoked.
Okay.
While Diddy was talking to him.
Drea was entertaining Diddy while Diddy was talking to Berg. How can you lose someone in the eyes, man?
That's what Yumberg says. I don't know what's true or not, but so imagine. So she's coming from a well-seasoned freak-off master to a green dude. The
Yeah.
advantage of dating down in age, I guess.
That's
Anyway.
crazy.
That's crazy. That's a crazy situation. But let's go to the next.
Do you think Drea loves him?
Who?
We know she loves Diddy. I mean, do you think she loves Jalen Green as well?
She loves what he can offer her.
Okay.
Safety.
Okay.
And a baby. I mean, she'll be set. She'll be set till she's 60. So, are they married? They're not married, right?
Not
Yeah.
yet. That's gonna be the last trick.
that's
gonna be.
That's gonna be the third act.
That's gonna. No, the third act. The third act. It's gonna be only the second act. It's gonna.
Born again. Born again. Oh man, what's this? What's that movie again? It's called
The Prestige.
The Prestige. Yes, I love that movie, man.
Yeah, me too.
Love watching that movie. Hey man, it is what it is, guys. If you're dating older women, make sure that you're not green, man. You're gonna get railroaded if you're green. You'll be paying out the ass. Let's go to the next one, man. Don't let your mom turn you into a lifelong bum.
Yeah.
Fair use.
Getting no job. If you go get a job, they're gonna take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're gonna count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working. No. So I don't care what you gotta say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that shit.
But Mom, I'm saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, Mom. So you basically telling me I gotta be broke to be successful. I gotta be broke so I can get Section 8.
You gotta be
so I
broke
get
so
a link
the
card.
government can help you.
So the government can help me. So you telling me I can't work no job, bro? Like that's like all my friends got jobs and live in nice houses. So you telling me I got to go through the same thing you went through?
If you
to have a
don't
house?
do any of that, they're going to take my Section 8.
How?
And I'm
Won't
trying
they
to
be
tell
like?
you
Won't
that
they
you
be?
can go get yours at ease. You can go get a
They will.
nice house.
No, they will look at that and be like, he's doing something and give me a bigger house, Mom. That's what you told me.
Where I'm gonna go?
I
'Cause I
don't-
don't have no job.
I can get off your Section 8 and apply for my own Section 8.
But if you do that, you're gonna have to go the hard way. It's gonna take a long.
So what? That's what I'm
Wait a few
saying.
months, get on Section 8, find you a nice apartment, go get you a link card. You will be fine. You don't have to sit up and work. You don't have to work no job. The government is here to help us.
Crazy. Mom is turning his son into a bum, a lifelong bum.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I know that there are people who think like this here.
You know what it's called? You know what it's called?
What?
The real problem is niggerism. That's the real problem. That's the problem in all ghettos. That's the problem, niggerism.
Shout out to what's his name again? He's the Reverend of Atla Church or something like that, man. I'll never forget that sentence right there. But you wanted to say something.
Yeah, so it's not only that. So you also have like rednecks, that way of thinking, in the redneck community.
That word
You know?
is not only applied to the heck is this? To
the
a
color.
a particular skin color. Ninjas come in all colors.
Okay.
It's a mindset.
Okay.
It's a mindset. Rednecks are the same. What do rednecks like? Well, other than their sisters,
Their cousins.
their cousins and sisters. I'm talking about in general. They're like the same thing people in the ghetto like.
Yeah.
At least they don't like their sisters and cousins.
Yeah.
Or at least not on purpose, by mistake maybe.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know that that person is their half sister or she's a
Yeah,
cousin.
let's move on. It's okay.
But yeah, you wanted to say something about the mindset?
No, it's just like a very losing, like it's a losing mindset, Kira. It's a losing mindset, and it's these same people that will try to shame you for working on your goals.
That is true, man. It's crazy, and I think there's a big problem with people that think like this, because they set up their kids. It's a generational bombness. The kid will, so she probably learned it from her mama, and she's trying to instill this same mentality into her son. And who knows if this is a skit or not? I don't think so. Even skits are based on reality, because there's a lot of people that have been as you know, there is such thing as people call it generational wealth, and this is generational bums. There's been generations of people in welfare, and I think it's crazy what Trump is doing now, but I think that they are basically removing all these things, all these advantages from the Section 8 stuff. So you gotta go back to work, man. Ain't nothing in life is free. And the problem is when you're living in these situations, you have other people determining how you should live your life. That's the saddest thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments, what do you think? Are your parents bums that are trying to put you on Section 8 or anything else? Let us know in the comments, and we'll be picking one of the best comments to feature one of our future videos. Next one. Doing too much in the pool. Fair use. Is he doing too much? Check this out, RJ.
What? And then the camera in her face.
Oh my God! Go tell the story. He ain't trying to. He ain't trying to.
Okay, I have a question. Do you think no one saw that woman there?
Sometimes people want to see the train crash.
That's what I'm saying. Because she was there. She was swimming
What else
right
did
there.
you notice, RJ? What else did you notice on that guy who jumped?
The obvious. The, the pool wasn't deep.
No, not that part.
Not that part.
Not that part.
The people there.
No, he had socks on.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Come on, man. I didn't see that. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Shout out. First of all, you should sometimes I have problems with people that act. Sometimes you gotta act that you've been there. All these people, when they go to some place, they start acting like they've never been there, doing crazy stuff. They're doing.
The real problem is niggerism. That's
Come
the
on, man.
real problem. That's the problem in all ghettos.
This is crazy. Come on, man, RJ. You're standing there with your socks on in the pool. What is this?
Yeah, I agree.
This is why I stay away from these type of parties. Because you know what happens at the end of these parties?
Antonio Brown happens.
You'll be doing the 40-yard dash like Ashton Hall for your life.
Yeah.
Because the Antonio Brown situation will happen. Yes. You'll be dashing, running for your life. Everyone is drunk. Oh man. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. You gotta protect yourself and stay away from these ghetto ass people, man. Because they are gonna put you in a problem. Imagine she would have got knocked out in the swimming pool at that moment.
Or worse.
Or worse. Well, no one can save her because none of the people there know anything about saving people in those situations.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at you while you're sinking down in the pool, breathing all that pool water. Jesus. Anyway, protect yourself at all times, man. Protect yourself at all times, and make sure you drop your comments down below, and we'll be featuring one of the best ones to feature. We were picking one of the best ones to feature one of our future videos. So make sure you share your hottest take, RJ.
Yes, guys. Thank you for tuning in once more. Thank you for sticking until the end. Whatever your thoughts are, let us know in the comment section below. Rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter as well, where we'll share with you once a week links to stories and other viral moments. So if you have a hot take, let us know. It's been a pleasure to serve you once more, and we'll see each other in the next one. Until next time, peace.